Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Echo. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it for free on itch.io, but if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, you can go to their Patreon. So, on the last Let's Play, we were able to get to Leo's van? Yeah. And all 4 tires were slashed, which seemed a bit excessive, but what are you gonna do? So, we decided to go to Carl's house. And Carl was nowhere to be found for a little bit, as per usual, but we found him upstairs a little bit unresponsive and being like, hey, I had a weird dream where everybody went crazy, and we're like, yeah, everyone went crazy. But, he seems to be okay, and we're leaving his house in his car. Hyena. Also, my room's haunted. As soon as I was about to start this one, my roommate was like, I'm gonna move out, and then move back in. Like, I don't know, just kind of a little bit startling when all of a sudden something in your room starts moving. Hyena. Also, I'm gonna try to be a bit more energetic, because I don't like how I sound when I don't like how I sound in general, but, reset face. And start. Well, we quietly pull out of the driveway in Carl's car, which makes no sound since it's a hybrid. Though sometimes it does that stuff. I don't know, maybe not all the way full of energy, but I want to at least be a bit more energetic. Which isn't hard for how I read. Anyways, Leo's driving, of course. Carl's still woozy, and Leo actually had to help him walk around to find his keys. I sit in the back, between Carl and TJ, while Kudzu sits on the passenger seat next to Leo. Oh, wait. Okay. I overheard Leo mumbling to Kudzu to sit next to him, while I helped Carl into the car. Something about them needing to be able to get out of the car quickly with their guns if things went down. Leo doesn't floor it like he expected him to, but we moved down the bench of the mountain and through the town speedily enough. Bench of the mountain. I see TJ look out of his own window intently, and I can only imagine it's to see if he can spot Jenna, maybe even Flynn. TJ, I don't think you want to look out the window. Dude, I don't feel good. Carl mumbles next to me, both hands on his stomach, twisting at the fabric of his hoodie. Just puke on the floor if you have to. I don't think Leo's gonna stop. Carl leans over and puts his head between his knees, groaning. That gets TJ's attention, and he starts rubbing at the ram's back slowly. Good thing, it feels like there's nothing in me. So, what the hell is going on? Where's Jenna? Jenna's gone. TJ frowns. We don't know. What happened then? I take a deep breath, trying to figure out how to explain. Well, we're not sure what's going on everywhere, but on Saturday, while I was at the diner with Leo, I go through my story as quickly as I can, explain to Carl what's been going on. The rest of the car is quiet, so I get anxious when I get to the part about Brian and skip over it as much as I can. I only mention they held me for a day. By the time I finish, we're already passing the lake. Oh, good. We're out of town. Huh. So it's Sunday already? Sunday morning? Yeah, I guess so. So I was out a whole fucking day? I don't say anything in response. What happened to you, Tej? Are you okay? Carl turns his gaze to TJ, who just nods. Yeah, I was seeing things too. People chasing me. I'm okay now, though. TJ actually does seem pretty stable now, after everything that's happened. Maybe taking care of Carl is taking his mind off of whatever happened to him. Either way, he doesn't expand on what he saw. Carl shivers and puts his head back down, while TJ continues to rub his back. I'm not sure if putting your head down in a car drive makes it any better, but yeah, I've never done that. A few minutes of silence go by before Carl speaks up again. It feels kind of nice. Reminds me of my mom. Yeah, actually, my mom did it too. Though thought it might help. Hey, I love you. Just so you know. I love you, man. All you guys. I'm so glad I'm not in that place anymore. I love you too, Carl. And everyone else. You too, raccoon man. Thanks? Yeah. I affirm my own love for everyone. Gunju glances back at us before turning his attention out of his window. Leo doesn't say anything from the front, is focused solely on the road ahead of him. I watch the desert whip by us, for the first time feeling somewhat safe, as the town disappears behind us. But of course, it doesn't last long. Motherfucker. What's that? On the side of the road there. Leo turns his head in the direction that Kanji points. We all do. What we see changes everything for me from that point on. Sure, things were crazy, and I had a hard time believing anything was happening, but it was explainable. People like Duke, Brian, TJ, even Carl were all seeing things. But it was kind of a distant thing in a way. Something everyone else was experiencing. Something I was exempt from. But now, there it is. Something I can't explain, right in front of me. What is that? Oh my gosh. TJ covers his mouth. Carl sits up straight, trying to see. Leo slows down as we pass. There's my car, all of the windows shattered. And there's Duke, lying a dozen feet away from the open door of the driver's side. And there, crouching over him, is something I can't explain. Oh! Jeez. This thing went like SCP or what is it, creepypasta thing? Hairless body and limbs long. Way too long. The head comes up to see, and all I see are holes and blood. TJ screams next to me, and Leo shouts something before stepping on the gas, slamming me back into my seat. I try to look back, but whatever it was is gone. At least, it's gone from where it was, because I see something move next to my window, and I turn to face it, and it stares back at me. But only for a moment. That thing, whatever the fuck it is, disappears almost the instant I register that's there. I'm only staring out into the blackness of the desert. Still, 3 holes, 2 eyes, and a mouth blink back at me in a sort of afterimage before that too vanishes. What was that? What was that? TJ grabbed my arm, claws digging painfully into my skin. I'm too shocked to even pull away as TJ leans forward next to me, staring out my window. At least I know I'm not the only one that saw it. TJ squeaks again, and when no one answers him. What was it? I don't know. Some kind of animal, maybe? I'd never seen anything like that before. Could have had a disease? Lost all of its fur, or something. Maybe Duke hit it? But it was walking. TJ's arm is looped around mine, and I can feel his body shaking. I look over my shoulder, through the back window. At this point, my car is a good distance away, only visible because the headlights are on. A streak of light fading across the desert. Duke, is he? Ugh. Some dry wrenching noise, followed by heavily splattering sounds, cut me off. Carl is hunched over in the seat, hand between his legs. It isn't hard to figure out what just happened, especially with the smell when the smell hits me. Oh my gosh, Carl! TJ looks torn between blanching away and comforting the ram. Carl comes back up, looking like he's about to say something before diving forward again. A much louder retch, followed by a much quieter plopping sound follows. I grimace, feeling my stomach roil. God. Kazu looks back at us, a paw on his nose. You okay? Carl keeps his head down a while longer, his fingers twisting into the fabric of his shorts. TJ tentatively rubs his back. I would have done it out the window. I don't want to open any of the windows now, though. It's okay. Leo, are there any napkins up there? Leo, who's been silent up till now, remains silent. He's staring out the windshield hard, paws on the wheel in a death grip. After a moment of silence, Katsu checks the cup holders, then drops the open glove compartment. After rummaging around for a minute, he pulls out a stack of fast food-style napkins. He hands them back to Carl, who starts mopping up whatever mess he made on himself. During all this, I'm still glancing out the windows. Not head-on, though, because I'm terrified I'm going to look straight into those eyes again. We drive in silence for the next 5 minutes, with no creature in sight. Thankfully. But I don't know what to think right now. There's no way what I saw was some animal, like Kudzu implied. The way it moved, the way it was crouched, and most of all, its face. I never seen anything like that. At least anything that's not a Halloween costume. Maybe one of the locals dressed up in a costume or something? But how the fuck did it keep up with the car? And also, it was humongous. Were we going that fast? Did Leo slow down a little? I keep those thoughts to myself. Everyone looks freaked out enough without any more speculation. So instead, I lean back in my seat, deciding to just close my eyes. We're on our way out, and soon I'll be safe in a police station, or a hospital, or something. It'll be explained when the cops get here. I try not to think about Duke on the ground, Janice in the diner, Jenna out there, somewhere, with that thing. I shake my head, eyes still closed. Are you okay, Chase? Chase's arm is still around mine. The places where our fur is pressed together, getting hot and sweaty. I don't mind, though, as long as it brings him some comfort. Yeah, I'm just tired. Actually, now that I mention it, I am pretty tired. I didn't exactly get much sleep in Kudzu's trailer, or Brian's. I start to drift off as my head bumps gently against the headrest, the soft whir of the AC on my forehead. What the fuck? Carl lurches as Leo slows down again. Reluctantly, I open my eyes, half expecting to see some other kind of nightmare school out the window. But I don't see anything, just a road stretching ahead of us. What's wrong? Leo's quiet for a moment. Oh, is this something where it's like we should have been there by now, but we aren't? I can't see his face, since I'm right behind him, but I can see the outline of his twitching ears. I don't... Leo turns his seat, looking out the passenger window, then his own. I'm heading the right way, right? Fuck. I look out the window as well, not seeing anything except sagebrush and cacti. Then, I do notice something. The mountains, which had been on the right, are now on the left, rising up ominously in the distance. Had we turned around somehow? Unless we're on the highway, which we definitely aren't. The road merges right onto the highway. There's no way we could miss it. I hear TJ gasp softly next to me. I look over at him, but he's looking straight ahead out the windshield. I do the same, and in the distance I can see headlights off the side of the road. No way. What is it? Leo brings the car to a hard stop before throwing me forward into the head's seatbelt. Then he does a quick 3-point turn, shoving me right, then left, before I'm smacked back into the seat as Leo accelerates again. Whoa, careful. Parents will kill me if you fuck up their ride. Carl laughs nervously, but no one pays attention to him. There's no fucking way. I was going straight. There is that side road that takes you to some of the trails. Maybe we sort of went off on... Leo snaps at the link suddenly. There's no way, TJ. That road is fucking gravel. I would have noticed. Leo is hunched in the seat, like an angry dad, staring out the windshield, his ears practically dancing on his head. I can feel TJ trembling, so I lean into him a bit, let him know that I'm here or there. It's clear that Leo doesn't want any talking, so we're all quiet. This time, I keep my eyes open, staring out the window, in case Leo did get sidetracked somehow. I focus on the mountains, making sure that they don't disappear. They slope up and down, gently under the moonlight, speckled in the dark spots of rock and vegetation. Vaguely, I remember back when I'd been obsessed with skateboarding, and had always imagined myself skiing those slopes on car trips to Peyton. Yeah, same. Up and down, up and down. If only Echo had anything like that. The only slope we had was the one down from Carl's mansion, and it was way too big. I'd tried to skateboard down it once, but that had ended with disaster when I blink, staring out the window as the mountains just disappear, slope down into nothing. I squint, then I look at Carl's window. Sure enough, mountains. Leo. I know. Leo speeds up, instead of turning around though. This is impossible. What are you doing? TJ claws come out against my skin again. As he gets that scared, the cat looks in his eyes. Leo mumbles, mostly to himself. There's no way. We're going back to Echo. Leo, slow down a little. Leo lets out a small growl, but relents, and TJ's grip on my arm loosens some. I'm gonna keep going until I see a car, because I'm sure as hell didn't turn around that time. The tone in Leo's voice keeps any of us from arguing. Though I hate to admit it, something about his demeanor has me just scared of him as I am of whatever is out there. Another minute of driving, more awkward silence. Then, Leo hisses through his teeth. Straight ahead of us, the headlights appear. What? Am I still I must be dreaming. It's like we're stuck in some kind of loop. Leo slows down more and more until we come to a gentle stop. We sit there in silence, staring at the car about 100 yards in front of us. Leo starts muttering darkly to himself, looking out the windows, looking at the dashboard. I want to ask him if he's okay, but I know what the answer is. TJ makes soft whimpering sounds next to me, like he's trying not to cry, and I finally put my arm around him. It's okay. It's just dark. And I'm going to be off the road somehow. We're going off the road somehow. I whisper whatever comes to my mind to explain what the fuck is happening. If I was Chase, I'd be like, TJ, I don't believe in God, but pray, like real hard, just in case it helps. Because we're kind of walking through the valley of death here. Carl has his head down in his paws, completely quiet. Could he be asleep? He could be asleep for all I know. I think about suggesting that maybe we should just wait it out until morning in the car. But as I open my mouth, I hear scratching noise towards the back of the car. TJ's ears pick up, which lets me know I'm not the only one. Instinctively, I turn around in my seat. Bits of glass fly into my face, and next thing I know, I'm carrying the seat, head down as far as I can push it. Carl, very much awake now, screams at Leo, "Go, go, go!" Leo already on it, and I feel the car jolt forward. Then I'm bouncing up and down the seat as we go off-road, Leo not bothering with a 3-point turn this time, instead going for a full U-turn. We're back on the asphalt and speeding down the road when I feel it's safe enough to raise my head back up to look out the back window. For a moment, I'm terrified I'm just going to find that thing crouching on the trunk, staring in at us. But instead, all I see is a giant hole through the back window, the remaining glass jagged. Are you guys okay? Leo looks back and forth between us and the roads ahead of him. I sit up fully. I think so. I yell at him over the sound of the car and the wind whirling around behind me. Carl is bent over in his seat too, brushing glass from his hat and hoodie. I look at TJ, who's still crouched over in his own seat, covering his head. Bits of glass are shattered on his back and in his head fur. I pick some of the pieces out from his fur on his neck and lean over him. TJ, are you okay? TJ shudders and doesn't say anything as I pluck some of the shards from under his collar. What was that? Kudzu shouts back at us, staring through the window. I don't know. I don't want to think about what I actually think it was. Leo keeps up the high speed, hitting some of the potholes hard enough that I'm worried we're gonna get it flat. Then we'd be in some real trouble. We drive for another 5 minutes in silence. Then the headlights of my car appear right in front of us again. I guess we should really just try and drive right past that thing. This time, no one says anything, and Leo doesn't bother turning around. I watch out my window as we fly past my old car. Duke is still on the ground, no movement from where he was last time I saw him. Since this is the area where that creature seems to be prowling, I look out the back window. I want to be ready just in case it tries to come through again. But nothing happens. All I see is a small stretch of asphalt, illuminated red from the taillights, and all I hear is wind whipping through my ears. Keep a hand on TJ's back as he continues to remain hunched over. Carl sits quietly, staring out of his window. On the bright side, the bashed-in back window has diminished the smell of sick. Sparse dots of light show up on the horizon, indicating where Echo is. That's when Leo speaks up. Alright, what we're gonna do is head back to my house. You guys can get some sleep, while I figure out what to do next. I don't know, I think we might want to go to Carl's house. It's bigger and probably has more stuff, and hasn't been broken into already. Leo pauses, but no one says anything. Sound good? Yeah, not much left to do. Leo grunts and hunches forward, in his seat again. There's a sinking feeling in my stomach at the thought of going back to Echo. There is the comfort of at least not being out in the wilderness, but I wonder if that's much worse than the town, even with that creature prowling around. I stare at my window, watching the mountains move slowly by under the moonlight as we turn into Lake Emma Road. I'm wondering if taking one of the mountain roads out of town would be worth it, whether we'd have enough gas when it happens. Yeah. Because I was like, something, I don't know. Bleh. Crouched figure sits on the peak of the hill, just about 50 feet from where we are. I squint at it, just barely able to make out what looks like shoulders and a head hunched up under the light of the moon. I'm directly across from the thing when I open my mouth. From the thing? But I'm barely able to make out a sound when it moves. It dashes down the hill in a blink of an eye, covering the distance between it and our car in a matter of 2 seconds. One moment, I'm staring at the tiny black figure, and the next, it's right up against the car, smashing into the side between Leo's door and mine. My hand smacks into the glass, and I see a flash of white. At the same time, I hear Kudzu shout at us to hold on. TJ screams. Carl yells. My feet are fucking freezing. I open my eyes and stare down at them. It's almost too dark to see, but I can hear the sounds of slushing water and screaming. Chase! Chase! What? My head aches, and there's something in my eyes that stings. Everything's blurry. Chase! Are you okay? A big paw prods at my chest, and I look up. I'm barely able to make out the outline of ears. Leo? Wait. And it hits me like the car crash we were just in. That thing! Look out my window again. It's all shattered and spiderwebbed, but I can see what looks like water pouring through it. At the same time, I feel the icy cold sensation running down my back as water comes through the broken black window like a waterfall. No, did that knock us into the lake? I crashed into the fucking lake. Chase! I'm awake. I'm good. I grab my seatbelt, taking way longer than it should to get undone. All the while, there's a bizarre, feral yowling sound next to me, and I don't realize it's TJ until his claws find my chest and arm and dig in. Ow! TJ, stop! Calm down! But he doesn't even respond, continuing on with that god-awful sound. Through the window. Carl already up on the rear deck, trying to push through the water coming in. Come on! Carl's screaming, panic voice disappears suddenly, and I can only hope it's because he got out. Chase! Chase, come on, we gotta get you out. I feel Leo's big paws grabbing at me, but I turn and push them away. I'm fine. Let me out, TJ. Chase! Leo, I'm a fucking otter. Good point. The water at this point is up to my chest. The car front end is tipped down in the water, and with the sparse moonlight coming in through the back, I can see it's up to Leo's neck. Kudzu is somehow on the back with me and TJ, where Carl was. He's staring at me, eyes wide, looking torn between escaping and helping me. Go, Kudzu. Go through the window. Leo, go out through your door. Chase! Go! I scream at basically everyone, and I can only hope they do as I say, as I duck down, and the water goes over my head. The quiet peace of underwater is a sharp contrast to the fucking chaos my brain is in. Somehow, in the wreck, the back seat crunched forward, and TJ's seatbelt button is lost somewhere in the crease. I grit my teeth. I can hold my breath for almost 10 minutes, but I know for most other species, it's less than 2. Yeah, I can maybe hold my breath for 1, unless you're meaning till death. Far less if you're panicking out of your mind like TJ is. I grit my teeth as I calmly try to reach between the fold, between the seat and the back, despite the desperate clawing the lynx is giving me. Again, though, it's far too wedged in to get a hold on. Soon, my calm demeanor melts away as I fumble uselessly with the seatbelt, and time stubbornly marches on. I feel myself start to panic as I just grab TJ around the body and yank as hard as I can. It's no use at all, and when I pull on the chest strap, it's jammed, and I can't get any slack. TJ's grasping and clawing starts to become weaker. I try to think of something to use to cut the strap, but there's nothing. Maybe a shard of glass? I move up and away from TJ towards the back window, trying to ignore how weakly he tries to clutch at me. As I reach up to the seat, though, my hand slips between the headrest and the rear deck. I reach in further and realize it's the trunk of the car. With a lunge, I reach down and feel along the bottom of the seat back. My paw runs up against something hard and metal, and I know I found what I'm looking for. I grab the buckle and unlatch it. Swimming around as quickly as I can, I grab the strap across TJ's chest and set my feet against the seat. I pull back as hard as I can, and, just like that, it comes undone. I scoop TJ up, his limp body giving me the extra burst of adrenaline as I set my feet against the back of the driver's seat and push out. My aim is a little off as my head hits the ceiling instead, but I'm able to find the hole pretty quickly and kick through it. It's a little awkward to undulate my body into a nice, clean swim with TJ's weight, but I manage it well enough, and within seconds, we break the surface. I breathe out into the air while TJ coughs and sputters. His arms wrap around my neck tightly, and I have to put a paw under his arms to keep him from strangling me. TJ, we're good. You're good. Calm down. I look around, and I'm amazed to see how far we are from shore. It's a good 100 yards away. I can already see Kudzu standing there, and Leo in the shallows, shouting to Carl, who's a few feet further in, splashing around. Kick off in that direction as TJ comes to hyperventilate into my ear. TJ, it's okay. Remember what you used to do when you used to ride on my back in the lake? It's just like that, like old times. I try to adopt a soothing tone between my ragged gasps for air. TJ does finally settle back on my back. Those arms are still around my neck. Still, it's a lot better than him dragging me down with him. He gasps. His gasps calm down as we get close to the shore, tapering off into a weird, sort of mumbling sound. I can make out a few words, though, and one of them is a name, Sydney. I frown and swim a little faster, wanting to get him to dry land so he can get his wrists back together. Wits. I was like, wrists? Wait, why his wrists? Meanwhile, Carl finally grabs onto Leo's outstretched paws, and the wolf pulls him back on the shore. All the while, he stares at me and TJ attentively. He didn't deserve. Shh. I shush him gently. I say, feel my toes. Find the sandy bottom of the lake. Gently, I pull the lynx back with me onto the narrow strip of sand between the lake and the incline that slopes up the road. Carl's already there, flat on his back, spread eagle, so I do the same with TJ lying him down right next to the ram. He's still trying to talk, though. Chase, did Sydney... How long did he... I gently put a paw over the lynx's muzzle. It's right, man. Try to relax. Breathe. I'm wondering if he's doing the thing where it's like he knows or remembers about what happened. If it's, canonical between things. Kudzu stands next to me and starts to reach out to touch my shoulder. You okay? Then a much larger paw comes out behind me, pushing Kudzu's arm aside, and I'm pulled into a tight hug. Leo huffs into my ear. Thank God. You were in it for so long. So 2 things before we finish this. Yeah, red flags. But also, I feel like adrenaline running in somebody that I really care about or in some danger, I might not be like, hey, let somebody else do it. I might be like, I'm rushing to you! You okay, man? You okay? Because, I don't know. We're all tired and, kind of red flags, but also, we've probably been awake for quite a while now. And, good conditions for quite a while now. And also, adrenaline and all that stuff for quite a while now. And also the monster for the past, let's say 30 anime seconds? I don't know. Fuck. I don't know, man. I just wanted... No, wait, that isn't the thing. What is the thing? Is it config? I just wanted a thing about, hanging out with friends. Maybe some light horror. I don't know. And then all of a sudden, we got this fucking thing right here. Mr. Salad Fingers or whatever. And him who looks like he's had his face smashed in. Buddy. Miss the days of awkward, him being just a huge creep and whatever, and mentally not good, not fucking absolute horror going on here. Dog. But yeah. That's going to be the end of this Let's Play. I don't think there's any sex things, so we're good. Yeah. Fuck. What is the music we have right now? Oh. Huh. Adastra and Adastra theme. I can't click on these things, but I can do that. Anemone. Argument. Atmosphere. Let's have atmosphere. So. Please Please comment, cuz I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks. Otherwise, blackballed? What does blackballed mean? I know what blueballed is. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the videos too. Help it grow. What's Brian's theme? Not good. I like that theme. We're gonna chill out for a little bit. Comment, spay, neuter your animals. If you want to play this game, link on itch.io. No wait, get it free on itch.io. And if you want to support the people that made this game and are making other games, Patreon. $3 a month. That's fucking, man. I don't know. I was kind of feeling like maybe the demon in the mines was just could be Sam's mines, dancing women, the people walking across the bridge, the darkness when he chose the wrong path. What's that? Huh. Oh, I see you, otter. I didn't think that was a thing. What's here? Oh, here's their little things. Everybody gets a day. Date? Phone? Lights? What? Oh, maybe that's like extra side stuff? Oh, maybe this is like, hey, you want to replay stuff? Oh, I know that. But then going back to the thing, and that bear monster thing in the forest? Runaway lights, phone party, metaphor, trip. Huh. I'm gonna chill for a bit. I've been mainlining this because I was like, it shouldn't be too long to finish this. What, 10 episodes ago? Comment. Yeah. Thanks and see ya.